timing is the most important thing when you are selling and purchasing a new home.
Right, so basically you want to make this as synchronistic as possible. You want to buy and sell at the same time, and it is a dance. It's a one step forward, one step back. So we're going to really kind of guide you through the steps of this dance in as much as possible. So basically, you're going to hire an agent who is really an expert at dual transaction strategy, which is selling and buying, because it has to make sure that your closing date aligns with the new home, because you do not, the last thing you want to do is say, I have to stay at a hotel, which is one thing we had to do when we were buying one of our homes before we were agents. We completely understand you do not want to stay in a hotel during COVID like we did when we were scared. So we don't want that for you. You have to make sure that your closing dates and your selling dates are aligned. And that is really what we're talking about.
Exactly. And that's why here we wanted to talk about the term dual transactional strategy.
More on equity.
Which is the timing. And what we wanted to talk here also is equity. Therefore, equity is very crucial to understand it when you are selling your home and you wanted to purchase home. And what is the equity is?
So basically, you need to know what the difference is of how much you owe versus how much we can sell that home for.
Exactly.
And understanding your net equity, which is the market balance, which is mortgage balance minus your selling costs. You need to understand what you're walking away with when we sell your home and how much of that is going to affect your sale purchase. Also, there's a lot of considerations. If you're thinking I can take this out and pay it for my car and stuff like that, you also have to kind of step back and say, would that work with my taxes? That is a CMA question as well. Most people just roll into their next home for the tax purposes.
Exactly. So a simple example is, let's see that, as my wife said, your market value, the current market value of your home is $500,000, and you owe to the bank or any financial institution $200,000 on your mortgage. Therefore, without estimation of selling a house, the equity that you have is basically $300,000, which is 500 minus 200. But if you have the net equity, also the things that comes with the cost that comes with your selling your house also counts to this formula. And let's say the commission, the property tax, any deed and fixing, or even the lawyers in a state of North Carolina come and let's say they are $30,000.
Just making up numbers here.
Just making a number. Now, 500 minus 200 minus $30,000 brings us to $270,000. That is going to be your net equity from this house.
And you have to know that before we ever even put in an offer to buy another house. Why? What are we going to use that for? Well, maybe you're never going to touch it. Maybe it's going to go like so smoothly because it's amazing and everything is aligning like the stars. But understand, when we are making an offer on a home, when you're buying a home, you have to know what that number is, because now we have to talk about contingency clauses, possibilities. How can you afford if the seller is not the other home that you're buying does not allow contingency clauses, which happens a lot in a seller's market, which is what we're in right now at the filming of this video. And then what we can do about that. So that is really what our next topic is. So we're looking at, let's talk about contingency clauses. So the easiest one is on purchase of the sale of the other home. This can happen if it's a buyer's market. It's going to happen more often, but it does provide the easiest safety net if you can get a home where they are saying it's contingent that on the selling of your home. It's less attractive to the seller because they can't move right away. They have to wait till the sale of your home to move, but it can all work out, and that can be the smoothest if you can find a seller who's willing to work that with you.
Exactly. Therefore, understanding this contingency, also how actually affect in the state that you are and the market that you are, is super important.
Hi, it's Alan Victoria. Welcome to our channel and podcast.
And if this is your first time in our podcast and YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe and get notified.
Also, you can call text all the time, 252-327-3357. We love talking to you. Don't be shy. Also, grab our buyer's guide and seller's guide in the description below.
The next thing that we wanted to talk is a little bit of taste of the loan, because there are finances that actually comes with when you are selling and buying in some scenarios. What is the first thing that we wanted to talk about?
I'm going to talk about one that's not on there, but I'm going to mention the HELOC. Because I've had a couple clients now buy their new homes with HELOCs, taking the money out of the old home that proceeds to buy the new home, and then putting that other house on the market, and then just holding a mortgage payment or two until that home sells. That is the most common one I see in a seller's market, when somebody has that sort of equity in their home where they just pull it out, buy the new home, and then that's it. What's another one?
The other one is the bridge loan. No, basically bridge loan also you can use it as a financial tools that to purchase your new home, and this sometimes has a more higher interest rate. I mean, always.
Well, it has a higher risk.
Higher risk because it has a higher risk, and usually what it does, the bridge loan, exactly.
It's going to make sure that you're allowed to hold two mortgages at the same time.
Exactly. That's the key. Therefore, let's see that you have a bridge loan, taking on a bridge loan of $100,000, and the interest rate is 8%. This is just a nominal value for sake of the basically giving you some numbers. And the payment, what's going to happen in your payment?
It's going to be higher because it's a higher interest rate than what you're paying on the other home. But the goal of this bridge loan is to pay it once the other home is sold. Okay. So the second you close that home, you sell it, you give the money back to the bank, and then they're done.
Exactly.
Now, the next one we're going to talk about is specifically only for investment properties. So this is not, if you're a home buyer, we have more to say in 1 second because you're looking for your own home. But for homes, investors, they often are looking for 1031 exchanges. And home buyers should know what these are either way, because maybe you are buying a home that a former investor had. What they're trying to do is they want to try to time the sale of that home to go with the buying of their new home, and they want to do it at a very specific place because they want to make sure that they're getting those capital gains deferred. So that's what a 1031 exchange is. So they have a very specific time window on which they can do such a thing. So if you are buying a property that was formerly investment, you still need to know they might be timing it specifically so they can take advantage of this deal.
Exactly. Therefore, do you want to add anything at the end?
Let's talk about a market analysis real quick.
Market analysis. What is about market analysis?
So basically, your realtor should also be really easy to explain market trends, comparable sales, supply and demand of the area, the timing of it, the pricing strategy, because at the end of the day, you need to be able to understand what is going on so you can markedly understand objectively, not emotionally, because you are attached to your old home. So you want to not be attached emotionally, but we want to be objective about it and understand the math behind it.
Exactly.
So we hope you love these videos. You want to...
And don't forget to call Alan Victoria, real estate agent in North Carolina, specifically in Pitt County, North Carolina. Watch our videos. And also don't forget to call us. We'd love to help you at 252-327-3357. Thank you.